This is the examiner's report for ELA2, June 2011, analysing speech. Okay, successful candidates continue to show an excellent grasp of relevant terminology. In terms of relevancy, don't just apply terminology because you know you can spot it. It has to be relevant to A, the question, and B, the context of the situation, if it is worth commenting on or not. At times, certain things such as fillers or accent are not necessarily relevant to the extract you've been given. So take a good look at it, see if you can make a comment about it. If you can, make it. They were able to construct an argument which merged analysis of features with an understanding of attitudes and a secure grasp of context. Construct an argument shows that you should have a flow between your paragraphs and also between your points. So you're making fluent comparisons between A and B in terms of their attitudes around the topic and their opinions on the topic being discussed. Clear comparisons were often a feature of the work of better candidates, and these were frequently combined with a balanced analysis across the two extracts. Ensure when you're planning that you're going to have enough from extract A and enough from extract B throughout. Obviously, some of your paragraphs will be A or B heavy, but make sure that it's evened out over the course of your essay. Some candidates tended to focus their attention mainly on text A, and many features of text B were left unexplored, especially where attitudes were concerned. Candidates seemed more comfortable in examining the relationship between Patsy and Phil over the more complex and embedded attitudes emerging from text B. However, many candidates were able to explore the variations in lexis offered by B and compare them well with the vocabulary displayed in A. So you need to think about vocabulary all the way through, and ensure that attitudes are considered in each. So it's the speaker's attitudes towards the topic, their opinion on it, their thoughts and feelings on it, their viewpoints and attitudes, okay? And make it even across both. Some candidates were rather taken aback by the long response to Phil's question, and this led to a repetitive commentary on Patsy's monologue, which it wouldn't be because it's not a dramatic text, with limited development of her attitudes, mainly fear, being afraid, petrified, and having a dislike or hatred for spiders. More perceptive candidates, though, detected rather more in Patsy's response, such as her use of hyperbole, dynamic verbs, adjectives, emphasis, similes, repetition, colloquial language, and so on. It is worth noting that spontaneous does not always mean a balanced exchange between speakers, and candidates should be prepared to handle a variety of contexts. Some candidates wasted precious time on pointless conjecture about where Patsy was from, and came up with ideas ranging from Liverpool to Newcastle and Somerset to Yorkshire. It should be stressed to candidates that will never be a question that requires them to identify where the speaker comes from, and efforts to try and do this are a complete waste of time. This has been looked at in a previous one, and I suggested that unless you're certain, don't comment on it, and often it won't add anything to the context of the situation or the relevance of it. What the strong candidates have done in that longer speech is that they have identified a range of features, and that's what you should be looking to do. Don't get stuck on something like repetition because you see quite a lot of it. You need to spread out and you need to find other aspects of terminology. Practice with the past papers, practice with the past extracts, see what you can spot. Load up any speech online, see what you can spot. Load up any transcript of dialogue or an exchange and see what you can find. It's all through the practice of seeing how much terminology you can spot quickly. Other areas of weaknesses in candidates' responses included significantly more attention being given to one text than the other. Often these responses presented detailed analysis of all speech features and attitudes in A, followed by very general comments on B, where comparisons were mainly negative, pointing out what was in A but wasn't in B. You should avoid this. The framework that you've been given provides plenty of terminology in each paragraph that you should be able to look at. Pick something from A, pick something from B, and compare across. Don't say that something is just absent in B. It won't score you any points because there's no analysis taking place. In some, there was a failure to discuss the structure of B in terms of the balance between developing argument and supporting evidence. The result of this was that too many candidates used the quotation from Bone Clark as their only source of examples, and indeed as defining the attitude of B. So spread across it. Find lots of supporting evidence, look at how the overall extract is structured, and think about what links can be made between paragraphs and across from the start to the finish of the extract. Another frequent feature of the weaker response was the listing and identifying of a range of speech and style features, but offering no comment or analysis, or relying on isolated words taken out of context as evidence. If there's no comment or analysis, there's no point listing it, there's no point identifying it. That has to be in there. It was disappointing to note that examiners commented on an increase in candidates using theoretical concepts. This has been mentioned before. You don't need them. If you come across on any revision website anything to do with Grice's maxims or other theoretical concepts, they are for English language students only. They are not going to help you in this exam.